Welcome to the Glycemic Index Study Orientation, presented by the Nutrient Availability Unit. We are delighted to have you here as participants. The glycemic index is a method used to categorize foods based on how they impact your blood glucose. So, how does it work? The blood glucose response to a test food, say this whole rice, is measured over 2 hours and compared to the blood glucose response for a reference food like a sugar drink. Based on these comparisons, foods can be categorized as low GI, meaning they don't raise your blood glucose much, medium GI, or high GI, meaning they raise your blood glucose a lot. So, it follows that if you want to avoid high spikes in blood glucose, you should avoid high GI foods, right? Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. Time to set the stage for our study by establishing the criteria for inclusion. Volunteers from the Department of Science and Technology, DOST, should be 1. Healthy individuals aged 21 to 35 years old. 2. Has a body mass index or BMI of 18.5 to 24.9. 3. Is a non-smoker. 4. Has a known food allergy or intolerance. 5. Has no medications known to affect glucose tolerance. 6. Is willing to adhere to study protocols, including dietary restrictions. However, we also have to define who won't be part of our study. 1. Is taking steroids, protease inhibitors, antipsychotics, and contraceptives. 2. Has prescribed medication that may interfere with carbohydrate metabolism. 3. Has inflammatory or metabolic diseases, food allergies or hypersensitivities. 4. Is diagnosed with a disease or presence of drugs. 5. Is under restrictive or specific diet that would interfere with study interventions. 6. She is pregnant or lactating. 7. She has a known history of diabetes mellitus or taken medication to treat the condition. 8. Has undergone major medical or surgical event within the preceding 3 months. With our criteria set, we're ready to move forward and discuss the screening process of this study. The recruitment process will start by posting an announcement at the DOST-FNRI lobby, and interested volunteers will be scheduled for initial screening at the Glycemic Index Laboratory in DOST-FNRI to assess the qualifications of the volunteers against the criteria stated. The weight and height of volunteers will be measured using calibrated weighing scales and a stadiometer, respectively. BMI will be computed using the standard formula, and categories will be determined according to World Health Organization. After the initial screening, volunteers with normal BMI will then be provided an informed consent form to ensure participants fully understand the nature of the study, including the potential risks and benefits. Those who gave their consents by signing the ICF will undergo blood extraction. A registered medical technologist will collect blood samples to assess the suitability of participants for the study against blood glucose, triglyceride, cholesterol profile, and HbA1c level. After the recruitment and screening process, 12 healthy participants will be selected by group. As you prepare for your glycemic index analysis, there are vital steps you must take to guarantee the precision of the results. Firstly, it's imperative to fast for a duration of 10 to 12 hours before the test. This fasting period allows your body to stabilize blood sugar levels, providing a baseline for comparison when consuming test foods. During this time, it's crucial to abstain from consuming any food or beverages. Secondly, it's essential to refrain from consuming alcohol in the hours leading up to the analysis. It's important to avoid alcoholic beverages for at least 24 hours prior to the GI analysis. Lastly, it's vital to ensure you get a full night's sleep before the GI analysis. Adequate sleep plays a significant role in regulating blood sugar levels. By adhering to these guidelines, you can ensure the effectiveness and validity of the GI analysis. Now that you've diligently prepared for your glycemic index analysis, it's time to transition into the next phase, blood collection and the introduction of test foods. Study participants shall arrive in the fasting state for 10 hours to 12 hours. Blood samples shall be taken in the fasting state at 0 minutes and shall be taken as the baseline blood glucose concentration, expressed in millimoles per liter. Collecting 2 samples of 0.5 milliliters each in a microtube within a 5-minute timeframe is deemed acceptable. Moreover, blood glucose levels may be measured in capillaries using finger pricking. During food consumption, the study participants shall consume all the test food or reference food at an even pace within 12 minutes to 15 minutes. Test or reference food shall be served with a drink of 1 cup or 250 milliliters of water. During the 2-hour testing period, subjects shall rest and should not engage in strenuous activities. After food consumption, blood samples shall be taken at 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and 120 minutes, and assayed for glucose. Each participant is required to provide 8 microcontainer tubes per session. In total, there will be 2 micro containers for fasted state and 6 tubes for after-test food consumption. Now that we've discussed the crucial part of this study, we will proceed to the calendar of activities. The Glycemic Index GI study spans a period of 2 to 3 months. The study participants' orientation is scheduled for March 25th. The blood collection, finger pricking and glucose analysis will take place on 9 separate days, specifically on every Thursday of April to May for test sample 1 and reference food. While for test sample 2, it will be conducted every Thursday from May to June. Your participation in each session of the study will result in an incentive of 400 pesos and meal. However, please be aware that failure to notify the facilitators of your absence will be considered as being absent, and as a result, no incentive will be provided for that session. Your participation and commitment are crucial to the success of this study. If you have any concerns or inquiries, please feel free to contact Alexia Shanis-Dilla using the provided contact details. Additionally, if for any reason you anticipate needing to withdraw from the study, we kindly ask that you inform us as early as possible. Thank you for your attention.